Steve Hartman starts us off this morning with something very different and deeply troubling. An intimate look at the lives of school shooting victims as reflected in their rooms frozen in time.
I never wanted to be this kind of reporter, knocking on the door of someone who lost a child in a school shooting. And yet here I stand, knocking nonetheless. I found myself here and here, standing on the threshold of grief across the country after years of pent-up frustration.
By 2018, America's school shooting epidemic had taken a toll on me. There were so many. The news coverage felt like a treadmill. Pray, mourn, repeat. More guns, less guns. Shrug. It seemed to me the country had grown numb, lost its empathy for the victims and the families. And I wanted to do something.
For help, I reached out to Lou Bopp. Lou is one of the best still photographers in the country, but he had never faced a challenge quite like this.
I'm trying to take a portrait of a person who's not there.
That was the ask.
Yeah, I know.
And that's what led us to places like Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, thanks for coming.
This is Lou.
Hi.
Hey, Lou. Chad.
About a year and a half ago, Chad and Hie Scruggs lost their daughter Hallie in the Covenant school shooting.
And you boys cannot use.
She was 9 years old, the youngest of 4, and their only daughter.
She fractured her front tooth on the playground steps. Hallie had more stitches than any of her brothers, by the way, too.
It was just a lot of fun having a daughter.
We had a chance to have her for 9.5 years, and that was far better than not having her at all.
But at the same time, their goodbye isn't quite complete.
This is her room.
They're still living with her bedroom. Over the past 6 years, 8 different families from 5 different shootings invited us into these sacred spaces, allowing Americans to see, for the first time, what it's like to live with an empty child's bedroom.
Yeah.
One of the places we traveled was Uvalde, Texas.
Wow, that's breathtaking, isn't it?
In 2022, a gunman murdered 19 children at Robb Elementary, including 9-year-old Jackie Cazares. Jackie lived here with her father, Javier, and mother, Gloria.
Here, they were going on a father-daughter dance.
Are you so excited?
Who are you gonna marry?
Wait, is it Dada?
They say people are always telling them, I can't imagine what you're going through. But they say we need to imagine. And that's why they invited us in.
It just makes everything more real for the public, for the world. Her room completely just speaks of who she was.
In Jackie's room, we saw the chocolate she saved for a day that never came. Evidence of the dream vacation she never got to take. And the pajamas she never wore again. It struck us how many of the rooms remained virtually untouched.
Nice to meet you.
Even years after the shooting.
Hi, Frank, I'm Lou.
Frank and Nancy Blackwell lost their 14-year-old son Dominic in the Saugus High School tragedy near Los Angeles. That was 2019. But inside his room, it's like yesterday.
We've just decided to keep everything as it was from when he last went to school that day. He didn't prepare his room to be photographed. He didn't put away his stuffed animals because he was worried about who might see it. He woke up, he got dressed, and he left to go to school. And he thought he was coming back. And we all expected him to come back.
So many rooms, waiting for a child that will never return. Charlotte Bacon was murdered in Newtown, Connecticut, 6 weeks after Halloween. This was the last library book she checked out, now 12 years overdue. Luke Hoyer was killed in Parkland, Florida on Valentine's Day. His bed, just as he left it. Alyssa Alhadef, also Parkland. The whirlwind that was her room, now still. And Carmen Shantrup, yet another Parkland victim. The watch she got for her 16th birthday still ticks, but the motivational sayings that filled her room resonate no more. The decision to either keep a room like this, as it was, or pack it up and repurpose, tortures many parents. Brian and Cindy Muehlberger lost their 15-year-old daughter Gracie in the Saugus shooting.
We have the conversation all the time. What do we do with Gracie's room?
Because I feel like when I do go in there that I feel her presence.
And so when that time comes that that room is not there, does she go away?
I didn't realize almost what an albatross the rooms are for some families. Like, you embrace it, but it's also hanging over your neck.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. I can't put anything away, really.
Yeah, I will just say I have a pretty confusing relationship with her room now. It's extremely painful. But there's a lot of moments where you want to be sad, because the sadness is a part of connecting with her.
Likewise,
one of the funniest things,
Chad says smiles connect too.
she wanted a kitty cat hoodie.
Could not talk her out of it.
And she wore that a lot?
She did.
All the time.
All the time.
The rooms really are a rainbow of emotion. All at once, tender as a lullaby and shocking as a crime scene. Clues gathering dust, leading us past all the places these kids had been up until that very moment when everything stopped. So suddenly, there wasn't even time to close the lid on the toothpaste tube. In the end, we took more than 10,000 photographs, and it is the parents' hope that at least one of these pictures will stick with you, that you will forever carry a piece of their pain and use that heartache to help stem the tide of all these empty rooms.